All right, I'm here live on vacation. After watching the preseason game yesterday, I still want to pump out that content for y'all and still talk about what I saw yesterday because I'm really excited, man. I really am. Jaxson Dart. Jaxson Dart remains to be the focal point of what's going on during this preseason. I want to remind everyone, Russell Wilson is still the starting quarterback, but Jaxson Dart, he's making it known that he's not afraid of the moment. It's not too fast for him. He's looking good. Now, a lot of people are going to tell us to pump our brakes because, he's not going against starting defenses. We've still only seen a certain sample size, but this is the most game action we're going to see out of Jaxson Dart for the next coming weeks. I believe Russell Wilson's going to end up starting for a little while, and we'll see when it gets turned over to Jaxson Dart. But I'll tell you, I feel confident. I think our coaching staff is confident. I think a lot of fans are excited to see what Jaxson Dart can do in the regular season, especially with the starters. And just a reminder, he's not even working with the Malik neighbors, or he's not working with our starting receivers like that. Jaxson Dart's doing this with the guys that might not even make this team. So Jaxson Dart yesterday had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. Could have been 2 passing touchdowns. Juice Wells got stopped right at the 1-yard line. But overall, when you look at what he did yesterday, man, he was decisive. He knew where he was going with the ball. You saw him make his reads and even do a couple check downs. The screen game with Jaxson Dart right now has got to be one of the biggest focal points in that offense. And it's good to see an actually potent screen game with the Giants. I feel like for years we struggled with that. But Jaxson Dart, when he's under command, under the offense, it feels like the playbook's just a little different. I'm just going to be transparent. That fake pass toss, throwing a Dolchich, that strike in the middle of the field for a touchdown, I haven't seen Russell Wilson do that this training camp. I don't know if they're just calling specific plays. Jaxson Dart did that in college. You're seeing it translate now into the preseason games. And once again, as a Giants fan, can you be any more happy than what you're seeing out of Jaxson Dart? I think that's the biggest piece. I'm not going to sit here and say Jaxson Dart will be a top 10 quarterback once he starts playing, but I will say I'm feeling good about his performances, and that's what you want to have. You want to feel good about your franchise quarterback, your rookie quarterback, after his preseason debuts, not feeling like Jaxson Dart needs to clean up this, that, and the third, which he still needs to clean up some things out of his game, right? But overall, the offensive line looks really good in the preseason so far. If Jaxson Dart was able to evade that one rusher that ended up clipping him from the legs, you probably could have saw a Jaxson Dart rushing touchdown. But that's a different story. Overall, Jaxson Dart, he looks good, man. And I think people don't have to shy away from saying that their franchise quarterback looks good, because that's what he is. He is the franchise quarterback. I know Russell Wilson's a quarterback right now, but I don't think it's going to last too long. The closer we get, he's not going to be the quarterback by week 1 or even week 4, in my opinion. But you will see Jaxson Dart this year, and I'm excited when they turn it over to him because the ball just has a different zip to it, man, I will say. But needless to say, we didn't see anything bad realistically out of Russell Wilson. There was one miscommunication that led to an interception, but we're here to talk about that moon ball with Bo Collins, man. I haven't seen a throw like that from a Giants quarterback in a long time. And people are going to look at, Tyrod Taylor with Darius Slayton a couple years ago. No, that's not the same type of throw. That's not the same throw that we saw compared to Russell Wilson yesterday throwing at 80 air yards or whatever it was. It was a deep pass, man. He threw it from the 11-yard line. It landed on the 25-yard line on the other side of the field. That's what you get with Russell Wilson. Now, he is going to check down the ball a bit. You've seen that in this offense already. But just being able to uncork that ball if a guy is running down the field, once again, I don't want to live in PTSD what happened last year, but sometimes there was some wide receivers that were running down the field and we just never even chucked the ball down. So it's good to see Russell Wilson be able to hit that. I'm excited because, once again, we saw Bo Collins doing that. Is there a world where Malik Neighbors should be able to do that? I believe so, even with how known Malik Neighbors is. People compare Malik Neighbors to Jamar Chase, and you know how many times Jamar Chase is able to beat double teams down the field? Man, I'm excited for it. The offensive line looked really good, though. That's what I want to continue to harp on, man. Tyrone Tracy looks better, just as good as last year, man. Being able to hesitate and also take the outside. I don't want to hype myself too much on these performances, but I just got to say that I feel different about this team. People have been saying that they feel different, but I truly do. Especially watching it yesterday that we put up 31 points. Preseason, I understand it. But that's back-to-back games that the Giants team overall put up 30 points on the offensive side of the ball. 30 points in back-to-back games. We know that doesn't come often. I hope it continues to translate. But I will say overall, I like what I've seen. Now, speaking on some of the things that we didn't like to see, Dex didn't play, so you saw a lot of the backup D tackles in there. You just didn't hear a lot of noise being made. You didn't see a lot of, tackle for losses with the defensive line. I know early on we had Brian Burns and Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau making some noise, but after that, I mean, it's kind of thin. It really is, and they've been saying that for a while. But as far as defensive tackle-wise, it is going to be a worrisome if they can stop the run. That's going to be repeatedly be the constant theme for this team. Can they stop the run? Because if you can't stop that run, it doesn't matter what guys you have on the edge rusher that can get out to the quarterback, because if they're going to run it on us, it doesn't really matter. So that's going to continue to be a worry. That still is a worry. But overall, once again, I'm just more happy about the performance that we've seen out of the guys that we can count on. Once again, after Dexter Lawrence gets off the field, though, when you have the Elijah Chapmans, Roy Robertson Harrison, Nacho, can they be consistent and can they be, a different game-changing piece for this team? That's the biggest question mark. I don't feel like we've seen another guy step up. Even Darius Alexander, once again, he's a rookie, so give him time. I'm seeing the narrative on Twitter, but we need to see them make strides and make plays, and I feel like we haven't seen that often from the D-tackle position outside of Dexter Lawrence. So that's going to be the biggest question mark, but overall, Cordell Flott had a good day. Javon Holland was back there. Tyler Nubin, I didn't really see too much stretches with Tyler Nubin. I might have to look back at the snap count, but overall, I mean, Cordell Flott playing and Deonte Banks not playing. I think CB2 is as wide open as I thought it was. I thought after week 1 with Deonte Banks out there, maybe he would have solidified it, but it looks like we're still going to be heading into that preseason 3. I don't expect a lot of starters to start Thursday against the Patriots for this preseason game. I don't expect the starters to be out there, but I will say Deonte Banks and Cordell Flott probably will. They still have to figure out who's going to be the guy starting alongside on the opposite side of a Debo. So, yeah, that's pretty much the recap. 31 points. Shout out to the Giants, man. We're 2-0 in the preseason, still undefeated. I do make my way back from this mini vacation later this week, so you'll see a video back in the home studio. I got a dope episode dropping with Brandon London tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that. I got to drop in midday tomorrow. Stay tuned for Brandon London jumping on the pod, talking with us. And overall, man, I'm excited for Giants football. Y'all should be too. I will catch you guys on the next one.